Hi, how are you, everyone?
Doing well, doing well. We're ready to talk foreclosure.
Yes, yes. There's a lot to cover for sure. There's a lot to cover. So I want to make sure our team are efficient from A to Z to understanding what is going on with the foreclosure, how it start. Sorry, my dog is just like playing with a squeaky toy. Stop it. So give me that. Have you guys seen the thing with the Rock? He has also like in the middle of his, I don't know, a meeting or something, his dog is just like playing with a squeaky toy. Anyway, so I my goal is to make us completely understand how the foreclosure works, what the process is happening, how to mitigate this with the homeowner, what happened legally, you know, what can we say, what cannot we say. Obviously, we can't do these all in one soup, so I have to chunk it up, and we're going to be having these like every week. So, what I want to talk about today is the process of what the foreclosure is going to be. So that way, when you guys calling the homeowners, when you guys, you know, um, trying to figure out where they at and what's going on with them, it's going to help you understand their situation better and help them better where is their next step is going to be. Has any of you um, like worked with foreclosure before or know how the process works?
Yeah.
Anybody knows
Yes.
anything?
I've worked with foreclosures and already been through foreclosure and prevented it. And the second time I avoided foreclosure. So yeah,
Because you knew the process, right?
right. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the thing that a lot of the homeowner don't know what the process is, don't know what is going to happen to them when the lenders start foreclosure. And as you guys get more efficient with this and deal with more foreclosure, you guys realize that these homeowners, they think, oh, I can just do this, I can save my home. I don't have to do it right now. And then all of a sudden, in the last minute, in the day before the foreclosure, they're coming and like begging, can we do what we can do? Can you help me? This and that and the other, which is at that time, it's going to be kind of late. So my goal is for you guys to understand how the process works, what are the timelines are, what the homeowners options are in these time, and then we'll go on, like on detail, in every other week that how these going to work. Is that fair? Anybody have any question about it right now? No?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think if we jump into some of the specifics and then these guys can start asking. Mike, what's up, buddy? We were doing a foreclosure sale. So Nahid's been doing foreclosure and short sale for a while, and she's an expert. She's done a lot of them. We have a new task force, a new team called the SEAL team, where we are really focused on everything foreclosures, from pulling the data, getting the freshest data, to training up our team to make the dials. We're triple dialing them, texting, RBM, I mean, the whole thing. And then if they need help stopping the foreclosure or it needs to go to short sale, Nahid steps in, and then we stop the foreclosure or do the short sale and do that whole part of it. And then even if we can't help them and it goes to auction, then that's where Graham comes in and does the surplus funds and tries to help people recoup their money. And
Get it all laid out. Let's go.
tonight we're doing this, but Wednesdays, moving forward, every Wednesday, guys, everybody that's here and everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook and all that, Wednesday nights will be dedicated to foreclosure and short sale topic in particular, moving forward for a while until we just become absolute rock stars at it all. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing here. So Nigel, I don't know if you know Mike. Mike's a badass, and he's the top recruiter in sub
Yeah,
two.
hypes me up too much.
Literally signed up half of sub two.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah, he's a
No.
badass, and
Well,
just like you, so you guys
Oh,
should.
no. Thank you. I've been in sub 2 like since 2020, 21, I would say. And yeah, but I just have been like very low key, not, I don't know that many people knows who I am and all that stuff, but
Up until
anyway.
now, you get really high.
Yeah, up until now.
Everybody's gonna know your name. So.
Yeah, so just a little introduction. My name is Nahid, and I've been doing foreclosure since 2000. That's the way I started my real estate career. That's where I got my license. And I've been dealing with banks, with mortgage notes. So I've kind of like know what the consumer needs and what the bank needs. So that's I'm hoping I'll be transferring that to you guys, and make you guys also well versed on how the process works and what the bank's looking for and what the lenders are looking for. I mean, what the homeowner needs to do to get these things going. So the way, obviously, the foreclosure starts when the homeowner stops, miss their first payment, which they call, that's they start defaulting or missing their payment. By law, the lender has to reach out to them by the 36th days when they haven't received payments. So then by 45 days, they're going to send them a notice that what happened, what's going on, trying to get them coming back to the table and start working, with them. By federal law mandates that the loan servicer, has to get to them and keep doing that every month. And that will continue till 180 days. And that is the last time that they're going to, per se, have any option to kind of like be on the phone and get them on the phone. On the 180 days, they're going to ask them that, okay, you have, sorry, in the 180 days, they have to pay all those amount that they have been behind in order to reinstate their amount. Does that make sense? So with that, if the lender does not get any traction with them, any kind of response from them, then the notice of default's gonna go. And the notice of default, it's basically is the attempt for them to, again, to resolve the delinquency. All right. So, which that is like, typically they file a notice. It's like a public notification, and to everyone that it's owning that note, that they're officially the foreclosure, clock is start rolling and start kicking, then the file goes to the loss mitigation. The loss mitigation requires servicer to work with the homeowner to figure out options, like, what they can do. Can they do loan modification? uh, Somehow bring them back to the table. As I explained before, the lender do not want to foreclose. They don't want to keep the houses. Right now, I have a file that the lender is doing every attempt to work with the homeowner. It's before even they get a notice of sale, they have already sent them a loan modification. And and then we rejected the loan modification, they're sending a partial claim. Anyway, it's that we go through what are those option probably next week, and explaining those next week on detail for you guys. So starting the 130 days, when they start filing the foreclosure, depending on what kind of a state they are, they have like judicial or non-judicial states. They will, they file the foreclosure on that. So on judicial estates, they're going to file that with the court, and they have to wait till the judge decide. But the homeowner can make like get a counsel or get a lawyer or someone on their behalf to come and help them in the court to defend them, that what happened and what's going on and everything. And that will most of the time help them to strengthen their case, especially if they're like fallen behind because they're sick, or they haven't worked and all of that stuff. And at that point, judge will gonna decide that whether the lender going to win the case and foreclosure will be granted to the lender, or some kind of a modification have to be provided to the homeowner. So at that point, they're going to start making, making that order for them, and according to that, whether the modification going to start or the notice of or the sell date start, they're going to give them like 30 days that this is going to be, the sell is going to start, So, and from that point on, the attorney, those that there are judicial, they're judicial, they are going to have a attorney that is going to schedule the sale date, and that would be the actual foreclosure date. So that will be sold at the courthouse step. And I don't know if any of you have been out there or not. They starting the sale, so the most of the time the investor has to be there with cashier's check, and but they buy the property there. at that time, and that, depending on which state they are, they have a redemption period, and that they have a time to redeem the property, to come back and, pay for it, what their default was, plus the attorney fee and all of that, and get the property back, which most of the time it's not going to, most of them, they won't be able to do it. But in most cases, it goes to sell. And if it sold more than what, at the sell, the lender cannot ask more than what the payoff amount is. So if the house is worth 450, market value is 450,000, and the lender only owes 100,000, that would be the auction amount that will start. The auction will start at 100,000. Whatever the surplus goes after that, it will go to the homeowner.
The auction always starts at the amount that's owed to the bank, right?
Always.
In first position?
Yeah.
So what if there's a second
Yeah.
position lien? That doesn't matter, right? They don't even look at that?
Tough luck. Yeah, tough
Yeah,
luck.
it's always just the first position that only matters.
Yeah, the first position that it's only matters.
Okay,
The the other thing is, like, most of there's a lot of stuff that they have to look for. Like, as an investor, you got to figure out what other lien or judgments are on the property. Like, one thing that it could totally wipe out the first lien or any lien, mortgage altogether, it would be a tax lien. If the homeowner hasn't paid up their taxes and the property goes to a tax auction, that's timeout for everyone. Basically, someone could own the property for a $10,000 or $15,000 that the taxes has not been paid, and that will be a free and clear, property. That's why a lot of the note holder, there's two things that they look for when they are doing, trying to buy a note. Do they have a HOA lien or they have a tax lien? Because these two lien could wipe out the mortgages, the lenders, completely off. So
how is that? Can you elaborate on that?
yeah, it's like, there are states that they call them a super lien state. And those, if you have a HOA lien, like you haven't paid your HOA and the HOA foreclose, they can totally wipe out the mortgage.
So why would an HOA lien supersede a mortgage? I don't understand.
But that's just the law that in some states they have. I don't know what their thing is, but it could totally wipe out that the mortgages on it, and all the mortgagor or lender constantly checking out all the all their loans. And if in most of them, they will pay those lien, they go ahead and take care of those liens, so they won't get foreclosed, so the loan will not get wiped out, so they won't lose their asset.
So, is there a market to buy these HOA, bad HOA liens,
Mhm.
and foreclose on them? Yeah,
The HOA liens, you won't be able to see them, it's like, I haven't seen a place that it's marketing the HOA liens, but the tax liens are out there that you
Yeah,
can buy.
no, that-
Yeah,
yes, yeah. I wondered about the HOA because I've heard this before, that a strategy of buying the bad HOAs and then
yes,
foreclosing. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. And, and as I said, in some states, they totally gets wiped out. And some state, you can just be taking over the mortgage, you know?
So if the HOA lien is like $5,000 and the mortgage balance left is $250,000, if you
Yep.
can figure out how to buy that HOA lien, you can wipe out the $250,000 mortgage.
Yes,
That's
yes.
crazy.
And that's usually, you buying it at the auction.
That's nuts.
Because they're not, like, I had one in Dallas that I am short selling it right now, but and we the HOA lien was like $9,000, $12,000,
Uh-huh.
and we got it right at the, like, an auction date. We paid it off, to just have it under contract. But if
Yeah.
it would have been foreclosed that, we weren't at the auction to get it, but if we were at the auction at the place, then yeah, it's $450,000, just had a appraisal on it last week at 450,000, but market value is way more than that. It's like at least about 600,
Then
And
I have a-
you could have bought that $9,000 and wiped out was the 400,000, 400 whatever thousand is
And
mortgage left on it?
yes,
How
the
would-
mortgage on it was like 320,000. The mortgage on
The,
it.
So
The
now you
9,000
keep that property for $12,000
Yep.
and
Yep.
it has no mortgage?
well,
Yep.
it would wipe out, but where would
It's-
who would that go to? That goes to the HOA?
Yes. That would basically, the HOA will own it, and then they will, try to sell it and do whatever they want to do with it.
The HOA company would have to foreclose though, right? You can't go pay the
Yes.
HOA and then you go foreclose.
No. You
The
can't do that.
HOA has to foreclose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Because the money that it's owed by HOA. They haven't paid their HOA, like their mortgage, like their taxes. When the homeowner stops paying, usually everything else is on that house has not been paid. So that's what kind of like the thing that it happens with them.
After how many days can the HOA foreclose?
It's same process.
130?
Yeah.
130 was the minimum that anybody, HOA tax or mortgage, anybody can foreclose on somebody is 130
Yeah,
days?
180 days.
180 days, okay.
Yeah, 180 days, like that's what they, basically, what happens to them,
Or to go to auction.
Yeah, the first month they miss a payment. This is just the process. The first month they miss a payment, the lender contacts them with the letter. And obviously, if they haven't paid their, lender, then they haven't paid their HOA or taxes or anything like that. And
That's a late notice, basically.
yeah, it's a late notice. And then it will, after 36 days, after 36 days, it hits their credit.
Credit. Yeah.
Then the second month, again, the lender will call them, and it's like, yeah, same thing at the third month. At the third month, they're going to send a demand letter that or the notice of the notice to accelerate, meaning like, we're going to start, foreclosing on you. We need, this is how much you're behind and we need to have it, and then on the 4th month, if they haven't said anything or done anything, when that 30 days end and they haven't paid, then the lender will get attorney, and then that's where the foreclosure attorney steps in. Whether it's a HOA, lawyer, or is the lender's lawyer, foreclosure attorney.
120 days. So the
Yeah.
120 days is when the foreclosure process can begin, basically.
Yes. After third month, 120 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then on the 4th month, after the 4th month, then they will send the notice of sale.
120 days, right? Notice of sale, or 150 days?
180 days.
180 days is a notice of sale.
Yes, notice of sale.
Okay, for the auction, basically.
Yes, for the auction.
Now that's the auction date will be set at 180 days, like 180 days out, or 180 days. The
No,
auction date now
After
be
the
set.
4th month, like basically after the 4th month is when they send the letter to say that your auction date is at certain time.
Okay,
And that's
here-
when they have
I
it.
want to write all this down and then get this over to our design team and then have them create like a flyer of like the date, just days, checkpoints of
I've-
date.
I did send that to you
Oh, you
on
already
the
have,
flyer. Yeah,
PDF.
on the flyer that I had.
okay, because these
you know.
visuals, help everybody, I think. a lot.
Yes.
Let me find that.
And
Yes.
on reinstatement, do the banks ever withdraw that, or is that option always available
What?
to reinstate the loan?
To reinstate the loan is they, obviously they have to have that exact amount in
Yes,
order to be able to reinstate.
yes.
then
But does the bank ever say, "Well, no, you're too far gone. You can't reinstate it."
Yes. After every month that passed by, like from the 1st month, they have to pay that month. If they can't, then the 2nd month, it will be the both month.
Yeah.
3rd month is all 3. If they haven't been giving that 3 month on the end of that 100, on the end of that 4th month, then when the foreclosure start and goes to the attorney, then they don't have an option. Then they have to add the attorney's fee and foreclosure fee, and they have an option to reinstate that till the day before a foreclosure.
Okay, so they don't fully accelerate the note. In other words, they do still have that option. So an investor can come along, in other words, and say we can catch up. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. Yes.
So we
on
do have
certain-
that. Yeah.
Yes, you do have that option till the day before, like literally the day before of the auction. Because if
Mhm.
you do it on the day of auction, it's just going to be like too late.
Okay.
Because you have to wire first of all, you need to know the exact amount. And so the foreclosure attorney will not know that because they have to go through their calculation and all that stuff. So you have to request that. Okay. And if you have that, you can do that all the way to the day before the foreclosure, pay that whole amount and reinstate it. So in certain foreclosure, it makes perfect sense because the homeowner is like, like one that I had in Kyle, Texas, the homeowner was behind $15,000 and his payoff was 120. after market value was 320, 340. So we paid him some money, reinstated, took over subject to, and, fixed it and sold it. So you do have that, but like this other one that I have in McKinney, Texas, they haven't paid for since 2018. So the past due is like over 200,000. So it's like that just not makes it viable anymore. So I saw Kevin had his hand up. Did we answer your question, I guess?
I'm not sure. So you said that if somebody has the taxes, they actually sell leads like that. If somebody has their taxes back and you go ahead and buy that list or whatever, and you pay their taxes,
Mm-hmm.
and once you pay their taxes, you can wipe out their mortgage.
You have to buy the tax lien at the auction. You don't go pay their taxes. Okay. It won't wipe out their lender that way. You have to buy that tax lien at the auction when
Okay.
the county put it for sale. If you go do that, then yes, there is a certain amount of time that you have to wait, because the homeowner again has a redemption period. And if they cannot come and pay, which if they can come and pay, they have to pay your interest and the cost of what you went through.
Okay, so if I win the auction, now the homeowner has to pay me.
Right. They have to pay you with the interest, and it's all of those are set by, the county. I haven't, I don't know how they works because I'm not, that's the auction I'm not focusing on, but
Okay.
Go ahead.
If the owner can't afford it, now the owner can't afford it, now the property's mine. And if it has a $200,000 mortgage, the bank has to wipe it out.
That's why the banks are like very, very diligent on, those are the two lien that they look at. There are other liens also that comes with the house, like, the county liens and the county liens and the city liens, like if they haven't done their, grass or things like that. But the main one that could totally ruin them is the tax lien and the HOA liens.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty, that's like one of the thing that most of the mortgage lender are kind of per se afraid, and they don't want to go through that.
That might be another subject we can cover another night. Tax
Yeah.
deed states and
Yes.
tax lien states and how all that works.
Yes.
So that will be another big subject. And
Yes.
there's numerous courses online that you can take as well for that. You can go to a tax deed sale and buy a house for pennies on the dollar, essentially.
Yes. As I said, it's just like I learned that through when I was, when I met these people that they are buying mortgages indeed in notes. So maybe, I'm trying to see if I could get one of my friends to maybe come join our team, and she will be the expert on the note part of it, and that will be also another avenue that we can make profit out of it, because that's like just to give you an example, I I have a friend, one of my note friends that they started small. Now they have over like probably 450 notes in over like probably $10 billion of mortgages on their belt. They were just, on their newsletter talking about this note that the homeowner fell behind, and they, they they called them and all that stuff. For a bit, they ghosted them, and then they went back again and tried. Finally, they got the guy working with them, and came up with the agreement and got them onto a loan modification. And then he explained the numbers. They bought that mortgage for $41,000. The market value was $420,000. So through that loan modification, if you know that, and the homeowner owed still 200, like I think 280,000. And so
And it was worth what, 500 something thousand?
420,000.
Basically, there's like a 200 and they got a house half off, basically. Buy one, get one half.
41,000. They got it for 41,000.
Oh, 41,000.
For 41,000.
Oh, wow, holy crap.
Yeah, like basically buying, and that's why it was just like when I met these people in the real estate meetup, I was just like, my mind was blown, and I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like literally pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we are going towards that route right now because we're going to have a lot of foreclosures and a lot of these things happening.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes. And yeah, for sure. And then all these lenders, the small lenders, are going to be the ones that they are going to be selling their notes, mom and pop. Imagine all the seller finance. Basically, that's how they are. The seller finance know that it's out there. They don't want to go through the process of foreclosing, getting the lawyer, waiting, because by law, they have to go through this process. Per CFPB, consumer finance, they have to go through their process. Otherwise, they get in trouble. So it's a very tedious process, and if there's a lot of legality into it, but when you master that craft and know how to be able to help homeowners and getting them back on track, it will be a very profitable market, because you don't have to deal with tenant and toilet no more.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're just going to be truly a bank.
Yeah, they make all the money, literally.
Yep.
And
Yep. They make all the money. So yeah, it's it's pretty kind of interesting. So yeah, and the other thing is that need to be also look for that things that could change the course of the game. It would be like if the homeowner have filed the bankruptcy, and that bankruptcy could basically stop the sale for the lender and for tax lien. Nobody can do anything about it. So, it's very important to kind of like run a like soft title to kind of figure out what the homeowner is going through and what other liens or judgment or anything on that house is, because when you're buying it, you kind of inheriting all of that stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and you kind of have to negotiate that either with those that has a lien on him or judgment on him, or um or see how you can wipe it out.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, Adrian,
So
I created a quick sheet. I just
Mhm.
cheated, used ChatGPT based off of your
Mhm.
thing, the flyer that you had made. I
Uh-huh.
dropped it in here. I'll give you edit access to it, and then if we can go through that later, we don't, not right now, but we can go through that later, and then we'll get that over. I already gave the brochure you gave me to the design team to start recreating it,
Mhm.
but they said it's hard for them to read and all that. So if we can check
Oh,
that
okay.
and just copy paste,
Uh-huh.
so that'll make their life a whole lot easier.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
know, and you just mentioned this right now, every state is gonna be a little bit different, so we're gonna have to go kind of, state by state for local
Yeah.
jurisdiction laws and whatnot. Now, that's all governed at the state level though, right? It's not county by county and whatnot, right?
It's governed by the estate, which I can send you that. What are the like, you pretty much will be able to find it, and
Okay,
I can just send that to you. Like what are the timeline is on each state.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the process of like what which state has, like how long and everything like that,
Okay.
you know.
What I'd like to do is, like we were talking about, have the design team to create a lot of this, put it on the dev team's hands. They'll start building it. That way we have URLs we can just give people.
Yes.
Plus the
Yes.
team and yourself, everybody can start referring people like, okay, if you want to know about this state, your state, whatever state you're in, you can go look
Yeah.
at these. And then we're gonna get our specialist, Nahid on the phone with you. We'll set up a meeting and do all that. We'll tie calendars to it and all that. Today I was so in our SEAL team meeting today, Graham brought up a great point about pre-foreclosure care advocate. But then when I met with you, you said we got to be
Mhm.
really careful about that. And we're not going to call it pre-foreclosure care advocate for legal reasons. We're going to call it home. Can you go ahead and
Owner
share that?
applicant,
Yeah.
homeowner
Okay. Yeah. Can you shed some light on it before we go getting sued and getting in trouble before
Yes.
it gets done?
Yes. So what yeah. So if you go like check out like different site, or even if you have, I don't know if you have ever have a mortgage or not, you go and check out your lender site. They all talk about foreclosure scam, you know, and that is something that we definitely want to like prevent that, because the way they look at it is, um let me just bring out the documents, um see if I can bring it in. Da, da, da. Mm, okay. um yeah, this is from, let me can I share my screen maybe?
Yeah, you should be able to share your screen. I made you
Okay.
co-host on that.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me see what I can do this here. Um, okay, sharing my screen. Okay. Let's see, bring this here. Okay. I don't know if you guys see this, but this is from a Federal Trade Commission consumer, Federal Trade Commission. It's advice that it's giving to all the, all the people that they are in foreclosure. Okay. So they want them to know that they have a right, if you don't have, when you haven't paid, like basically they explain a lot of stuff. What is Mars is like, you're going to see when you go through the document in in your grant deed or deed of trust, you're going to see this Mars, which is called for Mortgage Assistant Relief Service, and all mortgages are registered in this under this data. It's basically a data, that it will all mortgages are there to protect them, like any kind of illegal activities or anything like that. And so then this will bring out like types of scams. So if we don't be careful on what we say and how we say, we could fall out in any of these. Like obviously we don't demand any payment up front. This happened after 2006, 2007, 2008. Like we used to do that, like ask people for like $1,000 in advance to help them to do loan modification or help them out with their, with their process. But there are so many that they got the money and they didn't do anything for the homeowner. And at this time, I kind of like understand, if the homeowner had the money, they should have just never been charged. They should have be able to pay that to get their, loan payoff. And even I have a problem for them hiring an attorney to do that, because lender, if they reach out to their lender, the lender will help them out, for free. Sometimes it is kind of hard navigating through, dealing with the lender, because, the thumb doesn't know the index finger. They don't know what they're talking about, what they're doing. And so it's kind of like getting through rigmarole of calling them and talking to them. It's hard, and then like the scammer wants to pay, ask them to pay with the cashier's check, or try to convince them transfer the deed to your home to their home to them. That sounds familiar, right? The deed is a legal document. We know what that is. So it's just the way you say it and how you approach them. It has to be totally kosher. Otherwise, you can't get yourself in trouble. So the way you go and talk to them, it's like you're just a buyer, you want to buy a house. You're not going to talk about them being in foreclosure, transferring deeds. You're just basically going there and say, we're trying to buy your house, and or we're, you can say that you're a homeowner advocate and you're here to help out, and giving them option, like, if they haven't had a job, where they can go get a job, and where they can get assistance as far as the food stamp and things like that. Get them their organization that they help them out with their foreclosure, that is assigned by the government, like HUD and NACA. which is the the HUD is Housing Urban Development. And if they call HUD, they'll be able to help them out. And each state has certain amount to help out with their back payment. They call it oh my God, it just totally escaped my mind. Anyway, each estate has a certain amount that by government they have given to them to help out the homeowner to get out of the foreclosure. Each estate has a certain amount, like in California, homeowner up to $80,000, the government will pay for them to catch up. That's another reason notes and mortgages are like very lucrative, because if the homeowner qualified for that, then the state will give the lender, not the homeowner, give the lender their past due amount, possibly up to 1 year ahead, to catch up the homeowner, to help them to get their life back together. And all of those is totally free.
After the note, like the note buyer, so basically a note buyer can buy the note and then go apply for these grants or whatever these are.
Not the note buyer can apply,
Oh, the
homeowner has to apply
I thought
for
you
it.
said the lender would get the money though.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay,
lender, when
I
the,
got you.
yeah,
The
when the
homeowner has to
homeowner
apply, but the
apply
money goes-
for it, yes.
Okay.
When the homeowner apply for it and they get accepted,
Right,
then the state will pay that to the note holder, to the
Yeah.
mortgage, to lender, to
right.
catch up that homeowner.
Do they keep
So
the house? The homeowner?
yes. So the homeowner will keep the house, but the experience has it in my note friends that even after that, homeowners start falling behind and they're not catching up their note.
So let me, that begs the question, so, basically these note buyers could buy, a note that's in default at a discounted rate, right?
Mhm.
What is that, usually like
Mhm.
70 cents on the dollar, 60 cents
Yeah.
on the dollar, like that,
No,
right?
it's even more less than that. It's like anywhere from 5 to 10 cents.
On the,
5 to 60 cents in the dollar for a non-performing
wow.
note.
Okay, so let's just say they buy it at 50 cents for argument's sake
Yeah.
on the dollar, right? There's some
Yeah.
equity that they're buying
Yeah.
into. See, otherwise. Then they, now nobody can charge the homeowner to go do this paperwork, but that lender could now go and take one of two paths, right? The new note owner could come in and say, okay, we'll help you do the paperwork and
Mhm.
show you the path. And then
Mhm.
if they don't do that, then the option B would be just foreclose on them and get them out of there on an estate that would be.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that
That's
red
why
zone.
when you call your lender, or when they call the lender will give them an option to go to their estate,
Okay.
and go to the state and ask for help. And you can find those states on Mortgage Relief Act. It's I just can't. Okay, I'll see if I could come, da, 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 da. Like,
Their credit's already, Nancy says, is that gonna affect their credit? Their credit's already horrible. They already.
yes, yeah, but that's got nothing to do, that's got nothing to do, with the credit. That's has nothing to do with their credit at all whatsoever.
Their credit's already bad though. I mean, if they're.
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with, this is just something that it's going to help them, you know, to get help, you know. So they have this mortgage relief pretty much in every state. And, you know, say who's eligible, you know. This is basically, it's going to pay up to $80,000 if they're behind, you know, when they're behind. And that could be their mortgage, could be their electricity, water, whatever like that. You know?
So yeah, so it sounds when we say we're a pre-foreclosure care advocate, it sounds like we're trying to scam them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
know,
see.
we want to save we don't want to use any kind of foreclosure or anything, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's the word pre-foreclosure that we got delete. We say homeowner care advocate.
advocate. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are a homeowner advocate. We're here to help you out, to show your options,
Yeah.
you know?
That's unfortunate because I was hoping that would that saves a lot of time in the opening statement because a lot of them, when you call them, if you get them on the phone, it takes forever to get them on the phone. They
Yeah.
generally hang up because you're one of billions of calling them, you know.
Right,
And
right,
so
yeah,
the quicker you can get it and why you're calling, I'm calling to help you and go over the options you might have,
right,
the better, you know. So
yeah.
yeah.
So the other thing that I wanted to show, I guess I just lost, I lost that consumer effect, is I wanted to say what those laws were. Oh, never mind. What?
Nigel, can you drop that in the chat too? This, if it's a page that people can go look up, read and study on.
Oh, that one? Yeah, let me,
Yeah, like the, whatever,
that
wherever.
it was, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's just one, you know,
Okay.
that's just
This
for
meeting is being
California,
recorded.
you know, that's just for California,
Oh,
you
this is,
know.
okay.
This is just for California, but you
Okay.
can go is just, you know, say mortgage relief in US. I forgot the name of it. Oh my gosh. It's like, you know, this is just bring out this homeowner assistance funds, you know, mortgage relief reports. I'll put it in there. Hold on. This is the one. Homeowner assistance fund. Yeah. This basically will go through and give you what each state has available, you know. Think about it. 9.961 billion to support homeowners, to
That's
help them with their mortgage
nationwide, or that was just California?
nationwide. And you know, the crazy part of this is, did you even know about it? No,
No.
none
no,
of the homeowner knows about this.
Right.
They don't know, and this is free money. This is free money to them available that they can go and apply for on time if they have, you know, if they can do it on time, they can qualify for it. Because if the state do not spend that money, they will lose that money.
Lose it, yeah. So, but there's nobody can get paid except for the bank, basically, right? And the utilities or whatever, right? So
Yeah, this basically, it's like for everything. Yeah, they pay all of that they don't pay it directly to the homeowner because they know what happens.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna
You
go
know?
buy a car with it.
Yeah, the car or,
Sizzler.
smoke
Oh, yeah.
it or whatever.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah. So, but they pay it directly to the institution. But
Got
this
it.
is free money that is available to them that they can go and, this is the plan. So let me all drop, like, these are the state that they have amount in there. Each state, 196 million in the state of Arizona, California. I can't even, it's just too much,
That's incredible.
too much.
So,
Yeah.
the note buying side of it, just to look at foreclosures from yet another perspective, will banks sell, they won't sell a note, right? They always
Yes.
go to auction?
Yes, yes. It's kind of interesting. The bank, it's really hard to find a bank that is going to sell their notes. You have to know the asset manager there, and they're not like a representative sitting on the bank, or you won't be able to find them on the list. They're like buried down, down, down. And so you have to have there is a way to find them through like LinkedIn and all that stuff. But the one major one is that I have been kind of thinking about it, trying to see how I can process it. As a women-owned business, you can go buy these notes from Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac gonna have hold on a minute. Where are you? Hold on a minute. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac they sell their notes like every year or every 2 years. And I do have I am on their list and all of that stuff. And they kind of put all their pools together, good and bad, those that they paying, those that they're not paying, and they put it in a pool and they sell it in an auction kind of way. And as a women-owned business, not anything against you guys, they give a first option to them to purchase those notes. But we're talking about millions and 2 millions, way more than that. And then you can buy good and bad and then kind of swift through it and see
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens.
They bundle
all
them
of that.
and then they sell them off and then.
Yes,
So, yeah, they package the good with the bad and
Yeah.
get rid.
exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, all the
So,
good go and all the bad would stay on their
yeah,
books.
but there's still little note seller. I mean, I'll get their email all the time,
Yeah.
that who and this, servicer, I have servicer that they sent me, their notes and stuff like that here and there, ones and twosies and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting space when you
Yeah.
get into it. There's a lot to unpack. And but for our level, when we reach out the homeowners, we want to become as a homeowner advocate. We're going to first kind of make them understand what the process is going to be and how it can hurt them and how it can, if they don't do any action, how it can affect their credit and, for future. So
Are
it's
there
kind
any
of,
programs, government programs for people that are going through foreclosure? Because they can't just jump right into Section 8 or into like government assistant because that takes time, the applications, all that, right? So are there any programs, grants, anything out there for people for that transitionary period? Let's say they want to get onto government assisted living, but that's going to take time. So that transition period between the foreclosure and the getting into Section
that's where, like, no, if they're getting foreclosed on, then that's it. Like they had an option period on all this time to work it out. And if they couldn't work it out, then that's it. The only option that they might be able to get help is when they're trying to short sell it. We're going to go to the options of what are the workout options are for them next week, like
week,
through the more loan modification and,
Yeah.
forbearance and, partial claim and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Only through the short sale they can ask for a moving assistant.
Short sale.
And that,
Okay. Okay.
when they are doing it, when they're selling the property,
Yeah.
they can ask for a moving assistant, and it's automatically the lender most of the time have that in their expense
Lender,
sheet.
that's not the government though, still. That's
No,
the
no,
lender. And
no,
that's just the lender basically trying to get them out, so they can sell the.
yes,
Okay, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's basically what it is. And then that's the only time that they be able to get money, or when they are doing a deed in lieu, like give out the home,
Kind of
then
like a cash for keys
or
type thing.
cash for key or deed in lieu, and all pretty much the same,
Okay.
So,
We'll
but
cover this Wednesday, the options, like the.
yes.
So
Yeah.
guys, the foreclosure, everybody that's tuning in on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, Wednesdays moving forward, we're gonna move to Wednesdays is gonna be foreclosure slash short sale night. And then if Nani June can get her friend to hop on our team, she'll come in and we'll start talking notes as well, because that's kind of tied to this. This is very
Yes.
far reaching. And I agree with you, Nani June. I think unfortunately, we're going to see a big uptick. We already have, right?
Yes.
Foreclosures have been on the rise. I
Yes.
know Graham keeps tabs on a lot of stats and KPIs and things like that for the industry. I've
Mhm.
watched it, from time to time, and it is on the rise. I think it's unfortunately going to get worse, going
Yes.
into the year and then into next year,
Yeah, for sure.
and help a lot
So
of
I
people.
know I talk a lot, so I don't kind of let anybody talks, but do you guys have any question or anything that, um, any kind of,
So the teams we just started making a lot of these, we've always been calling foreclosure leads, but we really started triple dialing and then having those daily meetings this week. So as the team really starts to dive deeper and deeper into it, I know there's going to be more and more questions. The one big highlight from today was the legal part of it, right? Not make sure nobody's getting in trouble, misrepresenting. So that was a big takeaway. I appreciate that. We did, I put that sheet together. I'll review that with you. You sign off on it, like make sure it's generally right. We'll get it to the team. They'll build some things. We'll put it on some of the websites that are about to go live, make some brochures and informational packets, a resources page of like the stuff that you shared where, because I and I'm sure you could speak to this, but the people that are in foreclosure, I mean, they're usually not going to go fill out pages of things and applications and go jump through all these hoops, right? Usually they're like, it's kind of
they kind of like wipe their hands off, and it's just like they're so frustrated emotionally, they're so drained
Yeah,
because it's a big process. It's, you
yeah, it
know,
is.
I mean, I've been through it. It's like you can't put your head around it, and for something that you have had for such a long time, and now, you know, you can't pay. You
Right.
want to keep it, and then, and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like they really
So-
do need someone that is advocate for them,
Yeah,
because lenders are, I'm telling you, loss mitigation department doesn't know what the foreclosure department does. Basically, they have loss mitigation department, foreclosure department, loss draft department,
wow.
the liquidation department, and also what they call it, the REO department. None of these know what the other one is doing,
Yeah,
even though they are so connected.
right.
And that's the frustrating part. You call from this week to next week, they have no clue. What are you talking about? No. It's like, dude, like, I just talked to you guys, or I sent an offer last week
Mhm.
or 2 weeks ago, and they're like, we don't have it. And I'm like, well, when I called last week, they said they have it, you
Mhm.
know? So it's just like crazy stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
all the emotions and probably, I mean, the foreclosure isn't the only thing going on in their life. They probably had something, some event happen that put them into that position.
Mhm.
Now they're
Yeah.
dealing with that, and then now there's emotions involved, and I mean, it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
it really is hard to think when you're under a tremendous amount of stress and
Yes,
strains.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw Alondra. I forgot
yeah,
the
Alondra, yeah. Ali, did you still have are you still here? Did you have a question?
I think she
I think she
left.
dropped off. She sometimes her internet acts up too, so.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So
she's, well, you'll see her like
yeah.
tomorrow or yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, I guess I will be in the office space from tomorrow. So if you guys want to hop in and have any question or anything, I will be available. And any kind of resources that you're looking for, I'm here. And I'm trying to put, since I've never done, like, haven't done a process for the foreclosure, like as far as the educational stuff, I'm trying to come up with some kind of a guideline or something for us that we can follow, and we can learn, and being there for you guys to be able to get info when you need it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge resource, a huge help. Super
Yeah.
excited about all this. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey
Alright.
Savannah, just heads up, everybody, guys, so foreclosure night and foreclosure short sale night will be Wednesday next week and moving forward. We're not here tomorrow night, right? It's Friday, so we're off tomorrow, but we're back Monday night. And yeah, we'll be calibrating calls and doing what we always do. No, Adrian, thank you so much. As always, a tremendous value, so much knowledge. There's so much to unpack. It literally is gonna take
Yeah,
quite some time.
for me, that I want to give everything that I know. It's just sometimes if I'm like kind of unorganized, it's just because I don't have a curriculum yet, so I'm trying to get better at it. And but I want to give out everything that I have and replicate myself, transfer it to you guys, so you guys will be able to go and conquer the world that way in the foreclosure,
Together,
because
together.
they need it. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
they
people.
need it. The industry need it.
Absolutely.
There's only one other organization out there, and that's NACA, that it's like helping out homeowner. The rest are just, I don't know, they're there to take advantage.
Yeah,
That's what I think, you know. So
Well, we're gonna be a resource for a lot of people, so.
That'd be great. All right.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Nahid.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
guys. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you. If you're on the team, we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you Monday. Monday night, we'll be here.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you.